Ready, huh? Okay. So good evening all. So today we will see how we do a foreground coding in PSCAD for various simulations, doing for simulations. So first of all, you have to just like adding some components. So we have to add a component wizard. From there, we'll see here you can write the name and all the things. So we have to create. इसमें कुछ अलग आ रहा है. So here you can enter the number of ports that you required for inputs and outputs, whatever you require for that. So left, right, top, and whatever you require, you put it there. So let us suppose 2 or 3 inputs, and in the left side and right side, 2 or 3 outputs we can take here, and add port. You will see able to see that these are the input and output ports there. So you can write the name as per your choice. Here written I1 left, I1 right, and all these things input. So here you have any other option like logical in integer or real. So like that you can select that these are reals, or if you have some logical operation, so you can take logical or integer, whatever there. Input output right side, so all the right side are output. Here you have options. You can select output electrical circuit you want. So we are doing coding, so input and output only. Finish. So you will get here the box for that, and in that you have to write the simple codes for doing whatever you want. So edit definition. Here all the things came right now. Whatever the name you want to change, you can change the name here also. Okay, so double click on this and you can type the name and dimensions like 1 2 3. In a single point you can enter number of inputs. You can whatever you want to do. So 1 2 3 4, whatever, like that. In the output side also you can double click here, output data, and whatever the dimension you want to take output. I will give one example how we take number of multiple input in one side and multiple output at one port. Okay, so like that you have to do. And for writing script, you have to write some script. You can write solve equations like MATLAB also, and you can write some C coding, photon coding. It is just like C, little bit different from that, not too much. So we can see how to write that. And for that, one this there is a green line you can see here. This is the green line. After that you have to write the code. It is preferable to write the code after this line, green line. Okay, and before that you have to if you want to define any real numbers, any variable, so you have to define here. So you can write real. Okay, wait, writing, I will simply copy something. So real, and you have to write down local, and some variable if you want you can write here. Okay, and whatever you want, let us suppose voltage V, like that you have to write. Enter again, you have to define, you define. Okay, whatever the input you are given on that, its name is I1 left. Okay, I1 underscore left. So same name you have to use inside that if you want to do. Okay, here also you have to use that because this is very sensitive to these parts, that whatever the name you are using at the port, same name here also. So like that you have to utilize. And if we write an one example, let's open it. ये standard उसका syntax है, defined for that box only. But if you, the interface variable, how you define? Huh? The input output variable, interface and variables. That not required to define. Input variable directly you take the names. whatever the name you have taken outside the box, you have to directly take the name here. Whatever the name symbol is there, if you want to change the name here, you can change. That name will be same name will be used for writing the code. Ultra Vidya. So okay, ये कॉपी नहीं होता है क्या? There is the standard in syntax for that writing the code. Okay, hash, local, real, whatever the variable name you want to choose, you choose here these names. Okay, hash, local, real, and whatever the name here you have given, like I1 left, I will copy it, and we have to write here. Okay, we have to write here only the names and output whatever you want. Whatever the name defined here, you have to write with some dollar sign. That is the standard syntax for that. Okay, I have written MD1, so you can see here. Sorry, not these things. Whatever the name you are utilizing for input and output, I1 left, I2 left, I1 right, I2 right, that you have to utilize here with dollar sign. Okay, output, all the output input ports defined name is with dollar sign, and whatever the variables you are defined here, there is no need to write that dollar signs. Okay, directly you can write simple equation. I have written one equation, mr equal to square root of md square plus mk square. Okay, these are the interior variables. So md1 equal to mr cos argument cos of that. Okay, so I have these things are the variables that you have to. MA, MB, MC are the outputs. So I can write these here, whatever there, I left or I right. This is the output for it. Okay, I write. Same here, input. If you want to use input, some input layer like here, MD1 sine of omega t. Omega t, one of the input is here. So instead of omega t, I have taken I1 left. Okay, so left that variable I have taken for that. So simple, this type of coding you can do. Okay, so this is a mathematical equation that you can solve it for that. Okay, I1 left is the input, so all is defined with dollar sign. Whatever the variables you use in the script, that will not that will use as it is, and whatever the input output variable, that name on the port, that will be used as a used with dollar sign. Okay, so simple mathematical equation you write here and you can run, and it will run out the simulation. Okay, you can get input whatever there and output as it is. This is the one of the very simple mathematical equations that you can write. Okay, so second part is how to write some codings, like we have to see that we have number of some array of numbers, and we have to kept in ascending or descending order, and you have to simply pick some number. So these things, how to do that, same process is the same, how to take the block here. Again, this, after taking the block, I have taken the name here. You can see input is taken, the very dimension is taken 6, means 6 inputs are taken at a single port. Okay, here also we are getting 6 outputs. Here I have made a coding for converter operation, in which we are sensing voltages. Okay, and after doing some coding, we are getting gate pulses to turn on the switches. Okay, so we have taken six combination of switches, and whatever the six capacitor with each switch modules. Okay, so these are the other variables that we are sensing. IAU means current we are taking, whatever the current is there. NAU means number of switches added in series. I want one switch or combination of switch to be turned on at a time. Okay, so let us suppose one switch is on, so I want to get turned on that one switch only. If you want two switch simultaneously after some time, so after some time two switch will be selected and it will get turned on. Okay, so like that we have to do here. So for that simple coding, same defining of the variables, E1, E2, I have taken the number of voltages. So here you, okay, so leave it. Same type. E1 is the voltage I have taken. Okay, temp means temporary something is there. I, J, K, N is some variable that required for that. I have taken N equal to 6 means number of switches equal to 6. Okay. So how to take EAU is the voltage. Okay, EAU, IAU is the current, NAU is the number of label we want in the voltage in steps. Okay, so like that I have taken. So do here, just like we have to, if you perform anything, you have to write do and end do. Okay, to end it and do loop. So that is the loop. See, I have written these were defined these variable left of that green line. Okay, and all the codes right of that green line. It is preferable. It is not a hard and fast rule that you write there, but from PSCAD people, it is preferable. There may be some error that is not showing here. Maybe some line it get missed during compiling these things. Okay, so it preferable write to codes in the right half of that right of that green line. So I have selected that EAU 1 to n number of n equal to 6. So I have saved this in E1. Okay, so EAU sensing from output. Okay, and it will be saved in E1. Similarly, E2 is one other voltages that I have taken, and the same in E2 equal to E1. I have bypassed that E1 to E2. Okay, but because we require to sense it and save it at one place. Okay, so we have done this. So again, whatever do and do you have to do here. So do I equal to 1 to n minus 1, because ascending order, descending order, one place will be fixed. If you take, let us suppose 6 number are there, 5 will be defined. So 6 is not, no need to touch it out. Okay, it is already in refined out. Okay, so n minus 1, j same like n minus I. So E1 of j, what we have to do, ascending order or descending order means वोल्टेज असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में कर रहा है. असेंडिंग ऑर्डर मीन्स इंक्रीजिंग में. ठीक है, सो it will compare to each element that which one is that least one, keep it first, then again second, third, fourth, fifth, and highest will be last. Okay, so like that it will compare E1 of j plus 1, first position compared with the second position, and whatever the result will be there, it will stored in that. Okay, so that j plus 1 will be stored in temporary, because we have to do another performance, okay, from the same array. So we have to store it somewhere so that it will come align in ascending order. So same like here also, if loop is used, okay, same like in C coding we are doing in MATLAB also. If this is greater than, then difference is there, here then is used. In other, there we do not use then all these things. So if this is greater than that, to save this in temporary and perform the next, and save it in temporary again. Okay, so if use, so then, and in, and if. And do performance you have used, so do we have used to do, so to and do. Okay, same here, do 1 to n. Starting at the starting, what we have to do, we have to turn off all the system. Okay, nothing is running, so all the gate pulses g1, gi, and g2i all will be turned off. So 0 0 we have given. So after that, let us suppose NAU is greater than the n means number of level, what number of level we want. So NAU is greater than 0 means 1 2 3 4 5, whatever there. So NAU is greater than 0, then do 1 is to NAU. Okay, NAU is in the input, it is coming from the processing whatever we have done outside there. Okay, outside something is going on that give you the labels. At this time, one switch is on. Next time, two switches on. Next time, three switches on. It is in series switches are getting on. So same here. If do, sorry, if that is greater than zero, greater than or equal to zero, then again do I equal to 1 to dollar $NAU and do J equal to 1 to N. It will take count of that. Okay, one NAU means number of level one hai. If one is given, then only one switch will turn on. If NAU is two, so then it pulse will go to the two switches in the series. So similarly, if IAU, here also a condition, current direction. Two conditions are applied, label and current. Current is positive, later suppose one direction is positive, other will be negative. Okay? So you have to define which direction is positive, which direction is negative. Or circuit, if you take circuit direction like left to right is positive, it will positive, and the current will be in right to left, it will be negative. So IAU is greater than zero, then it will compare. Okay, E1 I to E2 J. Okay, then G1 is on. Which one is the least will be get turned on. Okay, so and same if we, all performance will be done if close loop and if and do you have to do here. Okay, and second case is there if IA is less than zero, then what? If IA is greater than zero, turn on the switch which has least voltage, which contains capacitor having least voltage. Okay. Second part is there. If IAU is less than zero, then turn on that capacitor which have highest voltage. Okay, so that means in our work we see that if IA is greater than zero, turn on the least capacitor voltage so that it will get charged. Okay, if IA is less than zero, turn on the highest charged voltage capacitor which has to discharge. Okay, so like that we have do the coding. So two conditions here: IAU less than zero or greater than zero, and labels. Okay, so for there we close the loop if and if. Okay, so we can do here. This is the simple type of coding that you, if you want to do it in descending order, then you can also do it in descending order. This is ascending order. Okay, so this is the simple coding things that. So just to add one point. So this is a block in PSCAD and it will run every time t. Yeah, every sample of time. Every sample of time it will run. If you run the code, I will show you one example on that. And one more thing to add is this is like involved. I think it, for example, it also has this startup sequence and the control, getting pulse generation. So if you sit and use blocks, basic blocks and construct, it will be very difficult. So in that sense, it is very useful here. Yeah. This was same here. You can see that I have put 6 inputs, 1, 0, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have put current 1. Okay, if we want number of, this will be 4, then there you write 4 and run it, you will see how it is working. Okay. Still compiling. Same sorting I have taken, same code. So you can see here and see 4 test 1, 2, 3, 4 are 1 and last two are 0. Okay. ascending order may that is doing ascending order. Similarly, if you want uh, 2 here, so 3 here, so same thing. 3 will be 1 and 3 will be 0. And if you change the direction here, instead of 1, if you take -1, so this 2. So you can see here the most highest voltage 5 and 6 will get 1 1 and other are 0. Okay. So this is the very basic simple type of coding that you can do, and mathematical expression also you can do for that. So mathematically you can do whatever the equation you have, you put it there, input give input, it will give you output. Just like the equations I have used is for DQ transformation, ABC to DQ. If you want, you have ABC, you want DQ, write the expression, you will get DQ output there. Okay. So these are the basic thing about that coding. Anything else you want to discuss?
So the scripts what you have done, I think it's in Fortran format.
Fortran format.
Yeah, which is like native to our like PSCAD. Yeah. So it becomes very easy in case if you already have an algorithm and you just run it and at every time it will work. But you can also there are some subroutines calls also which you can write externally. For example, if you have something like C or later on MATLAB or whatever you want, you can interface it with those routines. So in help file it is available as he has already mentioned. You can write any schemes and you can interface appropriately. But this is one of the simplest way to do it. Yeah. And I hope you understand it's a like startup sequence of let's say later on you can write a startup sequence for any converter or let's say your FPDC is set up. Write a startup, all startup and everything can be in just a box. Yeah. With minimal measurements and some control actions. Yeah.
Hmm. You can one more thing. Yes, same coding. That is efficient. One of the efficient way. There are many other ways that you can do. See, this is the circuit that I'm here at the very early stage when I was learning. So here you can see I have taken each voltage individually. Okay, instead of taking in a bunch, I've taken each voltage individually and then comparing all these things and writing the code. So every time I am doing these things, do यहाँ पे switches on के लिए for every switch I am giving the command. Okay, so for if I am taking that the voltage is greater than that, then switch on this one. If voltage is greater than that, then switch on this one. So this is very inefficient way to write, but starting to understanding. So I have write like this. Every voltage you see, every voltage I am sensing, every switches I am giving command individually. But after you can slowly you can learn, and if you use if loop and for that do loop in that, just like for and if else loop in C. So you can write this whole thing in very small way. This is the only from here all the things are done for this longer. This much of long. So
here you are instead of sorting, comparing each and every
instead of sorting, I am comparing each and every switch and then telling, okay, this is greater, turn on this. Okay, but there also I have make a array that we have put in ascending order, and whatever the n value is there, accordingly you get turn on the switches. Okay. So these are the two way you can do it. Slowly you will more efficiently.
I think this helps. Like these are available in the help manuals of PSCAD.
Maybe available. Help manual में number of codes are available.
Okay.
Okay, but these are the new MMC coding. मतलब so maybe पता नहीं उसमें होगा क्या.
Yeah, anyway, it's like your algorithm you implemented, but the basic syntax and semantics.
Basics are same.
Yeah. But one more thing is in case if you make it complicated, for example, if you write some bigger expressions, like if the computations you are increasing the computation, it will run slow. I can understand it. So depending on what mathematical expression you are solving, things may like computing. It won't be like as if let's say if you have a setup and it runs in 1 second, some simulation. So if you complicate things, it will take more time. That's logical. Yeah. So just to add, because sometimes uh, one needs to know this all of course. So that's it.
One more thing, MATLAB has, if you want to plot there, I don't think there is some deficiency in that. We cannot go for plotting anything. Okay, MATLAB has that, but here all other things are same like that. Instead of plotting, we cannot do plotting.
Any questions if you have? So right now he illustrated, basic mathematical form, and especially in the control side, control side of the network, power system network, or maybe let me put it this way, power electronics network. So I think it also has this feature of uh, like apart from control, you can also write your own models. Basically. Let's say transformer, or let's say if you have a some special design of inductor, and you let's say something you have some network and you need to define Y bus or some kind of let's say the same thing what he writes and you want to make a controlled current source basically. Yeah. Okay, so let's say a power like some dabba, you have one box which is just behaving as a controlled current source, but you need to its equations are governed by some other variables in the network. So those things also can be written in this form. Not exactly like this, but there are provisions to do. Yeah.
You can take the input from there and write in there, and you'll get the same output. Instead of using a simulation block, you can generate yourself.
Yeah, so this is just seed for you to just explore. Maybe if you have any doubts, you can read through and reach out to us.